Hello and welcome back to the on the Answer edition of AEW Collision Out of 10. And a double or nothing card has started to come together with Adam Page versus Will Ospreay and Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné already confirmed. This week's Collision continues to build towards the pay-per-view with some big matches on there. And we started things off with Adam Cole, who joined the commentary to watch Toni Storm take on Lady Frost in a women's title elimination match. They shook hands in a show of respect before locking up. The champ tried to take control, but Frost sent her out of the ring with a head scissors takedown and followed that with a dive off the apron to take her down. The timeless one regained the upper hand as Luther encouraged the crowd to cheer her on from ringside. The announcer said Frost earned this elimination match by all being so successful in Mexico recently, but this was always going to end with Storm getting the win. As great as Frost is, AEW never really booked her as a top level threat, even though she's a fantastic performer. And the former gymnast came close a few times, but Storm knocked her in a crossface chicken win for the submission. This was a great 10-minute match, which made both competitors look good without really overstaying its welcome. So yeah, this was good stuff. Gets a 7 out of 10 from me. And the next match had a £100,000 on the line as Sammy Guevara, Kevin Knight, AR Fox and Roosh battled in a fatal four-way. Knight and Roosh sent the other two men out of the ring away so they could trade strikes. Roosh beating the newcomer down after a brief exchange, but the Jet was back up to his feet quickly. Guevara and Fox came in to take them out, so they have a chance to show off the crowd too. Roosh had a big power advantage over the three other competitors, but all four men are capable of moving incredibly fast and taking the sky, so it had a lot of fast-paced action. This is one of those matches where it had a little bit of everything. So yeah, it's easy to find stuff to like. All four guys gave it their all, making it exciting. Roosh and Knight fought to the back, which left Guevara to get the £100,000 for the win. I would be fighting to the back as she'd get 100 grand, but there we go, 7 out of 10. But we then moved on to Megan Bayne versus Harley Cameron. Penelope Ford accompanied Bayne to the ring for a match against Cameron. The ventriloquist rushed Bayne in the corner and got an early advantage, but it didn't last long. The Megasys weathered the storm and hit a unique belly-to-belly suplex to take control until the show cut to a break. Cameron began to mount some offense when he returned, but this is another one of those bouts with an outcome that seemed set in stone before it even began. As great as Cameron has been over the past several months, Bayne is being pushed as a major threat in the women's division. She was never going to lose out to a girl who's best friends with a puppet. The bout had some moments that could have been better, but both stars brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Bayne's got the win, but I thought Cameron got a decent showing, and they continue to attack after the match until Anna Jay showed up to save them. So yeah, 6 out of 10. We then got Brady King versus Josh Alexander. Before that, Mox and initially take out security guards on their way to the ring and promised to defeat Samoa Joe at Double or Nothing. And Don Callis was nowhere to be seen for this match. King scored the first takedown with ease thanks to a significant size advantage, so Alexander went after his arm instead. They worked at a slow methodical pace at first, but once they started throwing hands, things picked up a bit. The flow of this match was much different from everything else in the show, but that worked to its benefit. King looked like a beast, and Alexander looked like a dangerous competitor who knew how to neutralise his size. This wasn't a flash or fast-paced bout, but it was a hard-hitting fight that made AEW's newest star look like he can hang as one of the most dangerous in the company. They paced themselves well to make sure the final few minutes were exciting. When the announcers warned they had only a few minutes left, they rolled out some of the big moves, and Alexander escaped to get the draw. The crowd may not have been happy about it, but it was one of the better uses of the draw. Archer showed up to help Alexander, and King took them both out with a suicide dive, but they eventually reagreed and left him lying at ringside. So yeah, I thought this was really good and lays out some potential really interesting matches in the future. 7 out of 10. Max Caster had another 5-minute time limit open challenge, and Daniel Garcia was displaying to squash him. So yeah, there we go. Up next was Bishop Khan and Teona Lona taking on two local talents in a squash match. It was just another quick encounter to make them look good, and Kill and Keith called them out afterwards and had a fight in the parking lot, and after a break the fight in the parking garage got underway. So yeah, just setting that up. I think that could be a really intriguing match when we get to it. So yeah, that's the squash portion for this week's episode of AEW Collision, if we like. And in the main event, it was a 2 out 3 falls match. FTR taking on O'Reilly and Strong, and Jay in a somewhat surprising moment. Harwood tapped out to an ankle lock to give the Paragon a 1 fall advantage. If you know these four men, then you know they can partner a good match without even trying. But these are four guys who take pride in their ability, so they put in maximum effort every time they step into the ring. The Paragon kept the upper hand after scoring the first fall and failed to maintain it for most of the match until the next commercial break. The announcer said they would stick for the match as long as it took, and it went past the usual time limit. FTR scored the second fall with a shatter machine, but the action slowed down for a second. It looked like Paragon was going to win, but Stokely got Harwood's foot to the bottom rope. KR and Roddy thought they won, so it gave FTR a chance to attack them and hit shatter machine to get the win. It was a little contrived, but it's still a great ending, and Garcia came out to confront FTR with a crowbar in hand. He said he has too much love for them, but challenged them to a match next week to see what would happen. So yeah, get a 7 out of 10 for me. I thought this was a really good main event. Of course it would be with the quality of the action involved and intriguing storylines around it as well. So yeah, good stuff. Overall, AEW Collision gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, probably a bit of a mixed show this week. There were some good bits in it, but on the whole, basically an average show. I really enjoyed the main event. But yeah, except for that, there wasn't a huge amount that went down. So yeah, it gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.